a bit like confused to what's on here, like.
Yeah.
That's all right, mate. We're here because we've got there's an issue ongoing at the minute, and we just need to have a chat.
James, just listen to me for the minute, mate. All right. So the time is 18:06, and you're under arrest on suspicion of fraud.
Do you reckon I can get some clothes? Because I've got no boxer shorts on.
Yeah, of course.
I got broken into when I was away. I had all my truck smashed up in it.
Got to come in with you, all right, mate? But right, what do you need?
Well, I'd like to put them shorts on.
You want to put those shorts on? Yeah, I think we can sort out. Are you going to stay nice and calm with us, mate?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Sweet, yeah.
What's your last name, James?
Desborough, Desborough.
So there is a sentence in English law that almost nobody ever gets. Not life with 15 years, not life with 30. A whole life order, no minimum term, no parole hearing, and no fixed date on the calendar when you walk out. Only a small number of people in the country are ever given one. And on the 29th of July 2026, a judge handed one to a man who lived in a wooden cabin woods. To understand why, you have to understand what police found in those woods and what James Desborough did while he was already locked up, waiting for this trial to begin. Because he didn't just kill 2 men, he killed 3. Let's start with who they were, because the court found that that was the entire point. Claudio Aquilino was 57. A talented artist and superb cook, the kind of man his family said always had a smile on his face. Daniel Coleman was 43. Her father, his brother called him one of the kindest people ever. Funny, lovely, and an amazing singer. Both men lived hard. Both had no culture. Both had actors and influence. Daniel's family wanted to say it out loud. He had been kidnapped and badly beaten years earlier, and he had struggled ever since. But he kept asking for help and he kept trying to see. And both of them, at one point, lived in the same place as James Desborough, Sandy Lodge in Newquay, a multi-occupancy hotel housing people who were homeless or fighting addiction. That's where they knew him from. That's why they trusted him. By 2025, Desborough was living somewhere very different. A wooden cabin on land at Lower Sticker near St Hostel. Remote, wooded and effectively unwatched. He was 40, a former builder and physically imposing. 5'10", close to 18 stone. And on the 17th of April 2025, Claudio Aquilino picked up the phone and called the police about him. He said Desborough wanted his help with a break-in. He described him with 2 words that read very differently now: off his head and kamikaze. The next day, the 18th of April, Claudio was seen leaving a pub in Newquay with James Desborough. That is the last time anyone saw him alive. Claudio spoke to his family almost every day. After that night, the call simply stopped. And from the 16th to the 22nd of April, Desborough's phone was switched off, which the court was told was no coincidence at all. Here is where things start to unravel, and it starts with something mundane: money. Claudio's spending patterns changed. Then money began moving out of his accounts and into Desborough's. 6 separate transfers, and the cash machine camera caught the man making the withdrawals. Then came the performance. On the 24th of June, Desborough took a train all the way to London Paddington. He spent 2.5 hours in the capital and then came straight back to Cornwall. He used Claudio's card on the way there, but didn't use it coming back. The court heard the point of the trip was to leave a trail, to make it look as though Claudio was alive and had left Cornwall for good. A man who has done nothing wrong doesn't buy a train ticket for a dead man. While that was happening, something was building against the second man. In the weeks before June, Desborough's anger toward Daniel Coleman was escalating. We know that because he wrote it down. Inside the cabin, police later found handwritten notes and drawings. One was headed bug out list. Another was headed hostiles. On the hostiles list was a name, Dan, with 3 crosses beside it. There was a scribbled map with an area marked kill zone. And there was a line in his own handwriting, I know I'm a killer. On the 3rd of June 2025, Daniel spent the day with Desborough, drinking in pubs in Falmouth and then in Truro. He was never seen alive again.
That's it. It's not from down there, it's from the way there.
What Desborough did next is, in evidential terms, the moment the case against him became unanswerable. He went shopping using Daniel's bank card. He purchased a handsaw, a knife, a galvanized bucket, fire lighters and gloves. He used the dead man's own money to buy the tools to destroy him, and then he tried to burn and bury what was left in the woods around his home. He then sent a text to an acquaintance stating the coast is clear and that there was no more aggro. And on the 26th of June, a camera caught him taking a taxi to buy fuel and a petrol can. By now, Desborough had 2 men to explain away, and he built a story for each. He forged a note suggesting Daniel had gone off to walk the Saints Trails. He used Daniel's own email to book a coach from Penzance to Exeter. Same trick as the London train, a dead man apparently travelling. But on the 17th of June, Daniel had been reported missing, and missing person inquiries led officers eventually to a wooden cabin in the woods at Sticker.
I'm a little bit confused to what's on here, yeah.
That's all right, mate. We're here because we've got there's an issue ongoing at the minute, and we just need to have a chat.
James, just listen to me for the minute, mate. All right. So the time is 18:06, and you are under arrest on suspicion of fraud.
Do you reckon I can get some clothes? Because I've got no boxer shorts on.
Yeah, of course.
I got broken into when I was away. I had all my stuff, all my truck smashed up in it.
You've got to come in with you, all right, mate? But right, what do you need?
Well, I'd like to put them shorts on.
You want to put those shorts on? Yeah, I think we can sort out. Are you going to stay nice and calm with us, mate?
Oh yeah. Desborough, Desborough.
He was arrested initially on suspicion of fraud for using Daniel's bank card. Then officers started searching the cabin. Daniel's phone was under Desborough's mattress. His bank card and his watch were in a metal tin under the decking. In the same tin were Claudio Aquilina's SIM card and his gym membership card. Claudio's bank card was also located in the roof space. 2 missing men, 1 hiding place. Within days, the fraud arrest had become a fully fledged murder investigation. What followed is one of the most extraordinary search operations this country has ever seen. It ran for 175 days, from the 30th of June to the 28th of November 2025. 5 square kilometres of Paramore Woods, 1,136 officer deployments, a combined total of 198,800 search hours. Officers crawled on their hands and knees through laurel and bogland. They lifted leaf litter by hand looking for changes in the soil. And then they did something that had never been formally documented in a British search before. They dammed the stream and diverted it so they could sieve 300 metres of the riverbed. 104 officers, 6 weeks sieving gravel down to 2 millimetres. From that stream bed, they recovered more than 1,900 burnt bone fragments. Remains identified as Claudio Aquilino. Some of those fragments could not be identified at all, though police say they have no reason to believe they belong to anyone other than him. Parts of Daniel Coleman were found in a shallow grave nearby, and hanging from a tree near the remains was an axe carrying Claudio's DNA. Remember what the judge would later say. Desborough chose these men because he thought they wouldn't be missed. 198,000 hours is the answer to that.
Yeah, James, I'm a police officer. The time is 17:12, and at this time you're under arrest on suspicion of...
Here is the part of this case that stops people cold. While all of this was going on, while Desborough sat on remand at HMP Exeter, charged with murdering Daniel Coleman, he was given a cellmate. Stephen Kempster was 65. The judge described him as an older, frailer man who tried to keep himself to himself. He had a health condition. It made him snore. They shared a cell on D Wing from the 12th of September 2025. Desborough found the snoring intolerable. He asked to be moved, and he told other prisoners that if Stephen woke him again, he would kill him. In the early hours of the 15th of September, he strangled Stephen Kempster in his sleep. Then he waited hours before raising the alarm, pretending Stephen had fallen out of bed and wasn't breathing. The judge at Exeter Crown Court, sentencing him for that murder, put it as about plainly as it can be put. Simply put, you squeezed the life out of him and left him for dead. You said that you would kill him if he snored again. Seemingly, he did, and so you did. He was sentenced to life with a minimum of 18 years, and he still had a double murder trial to come. The trial for the Woodland murders ran 6 weeks at Winchester Crown Court. Desborough denied both. His account was that he had found both men dead on his land and had felt pressured into disposing of their bodies. A series of unfortunate circumstances, he called it. That 2 men had died on his property within weeks of each other. He admitted spending their money on beer and drugs. They were friends, he told the jury. I got on well with them. He also tried to blame Daniel Coleman for dismembering Claudio Aquilino. The judge would later call that disgraceful. There was also one other detail the jury heard. During the search of the woods, Desborough told a forensic biologist, one of the scientists looking for the remains, that he particularly enjoyed the dismemberment scenes in the television series Dexter. On the 28th of July 2026, the jury returned. They had been out for 3 hours and 15 minutes. Guilty unanimously on both counts. The very next day, Mr. Justice Saini passed sentence. He explained why this case went where almost none do. He told Desborough he was a highly dangerous individual who has no regard for the lives of people who you think are worthless. That he was a person who can kill in extreme violence with no remorse or indeed reflection. And then the finding that sits at the centre of this whole story, that he killed each of them because they were vulnerable, homeless and physically slight individuals who he believed would not necessarily be missed given their chaotic personal lives, men he did not consider worthy of respect as humans. He received 2 whole life orders and 5 years concurrently for preventing the men's lawful burial. No minimum term, no parole hearing. James Desborough will die in prison. His own barrister, Sean Brunton KC, told the court the verdicts came as no surprise to his client, that something had gone very badly wrong and that they were sorry for the pain he had caused. And the family spoke. Daniel's brother Tony called him a vile waste of human flesh and told him to rot. Daniel's daughter told him he was a poor, sad little boy with nothing. Claudio's uncle said simply that the family still had many questions and could only pray that Claudio was now at peace. The senior investigating officer, Detective Superintendent Rachel Bentley, said something worth holding on to. She said both men were vulnerable and both trusted James Desborough as their friend, and that in destroying their bodies, he denied them dignity and denied their families the chance to say goodbye.
There's come into the investigation that suggests that he's linked to any of the deaths that we're not aware of, so we don't believe we're looking for any victims, but I do want to stress that the investigations are ongoing. They are going to be reviewed again now the investigation trial has concluded, but at this time we aren't looking for any other investigations, and at this time he's not a suspect in any other deaths.
There is a police inquiry that continues in the background of this case. During the months Desborough lived at Sandy Lodge, 4 other residents died unexpectedly. Those deaths are being reviewed with the coroner. Police say the deaths remain as unexpected deaths, that there are still some inquiries outstanding, that Desborough is not a suspect at this time, and that they don't believe there is a link. That is the position. We draw no conclusion beyond it, and neither should anyone else. What this case proves is more refined and harder. James Desborough chose 3 men he thought the world had already stopped counting. 2 who were homeless and struggling. 1 who was old and frail and snored. He was wrong about all 3. Their families counted them. A jury counted them. And 198,000 hours of searching on hands and knees through bogland and a diverted river counted them. Claudio Aquilino, Daniel Coleman, Stephen Kempster. That's the reason this episode exists, not the man in the cabin.
That you are a highly dangerous individual who has no regard for the lives of people who you think are worthless. You are a person who can kill using extreme violence with no remorse or indeed reflection on your actions.